Alright, so I'm going to go over an exercise that a lot of people love to do, including myself, for myself and my clients. And that is the rear foot elevated split squat, rear leg elevated split squat, whatever you want to call it. Great exercise for the stabilizing muscles of the inner thigh and of course the quads and glutes to get properly activated. And there's a lot of different methods of technique to use, but I'm going to go with the most commonly used one, the one that I recommend with my clients, and show one little caveat that I made a change to that's going to help a lot of people, hopefully. So, what people like to do, and what I like to do: plant the rear leg, instep faces down with the laces of the shoe facing down towards the floor, towards the bench. And you go through the movement something like that. Very simple, very straightforward. But here's where the problem lies, is the fact that for a lot of people, that's a pretty standard level bench right there, and I stand 6'4" myself. So for a lot of people, that might place a lot of stretching stress on the shin muscles, the muscle of the shin, like the tibialis anterior, because of the fact that they don't have the proper mobility to plantar flex as far as they need to maintain this position right here. They might be stuck something like that, something like this, and so it runs into a problem where they want to get their depth and still feel comfortable while they're doing it. So, for that reason, a lot of people will make the common change to planting their toes down first. I like to call it squishing the bug. So, it'll look something like this. They plant like that, and they try to go down the same way. Now what the problem is with that is the fact that when they squish the bug, it causes more stress on the ligaments that are in between the metatarsal bones, the phalanges, and so on, the bones that make up the foot and the toes. So the ligament stress is something we don't want to go through because of the fact that it's going to cause a lot of chronic pain later on, possibly, to our foot. So for that reason, it also, sorry, I forgot to add, it also compromises your depth. When you're achieving the depth and you want to get down all the way down, knee to the floor, it usually doesn't happen when your toe is planted like that. So there are a couple of negatives that are associated with that variation of the movement. So, quick little solution that I've found that I haven't seen myself publicized on videos or written about in articles. A simple little trick that I like to use, and that is for an inclined bench, okay? Very simple little trick here. Use an adjustable inclined bench. Standard bench here, I have a round edge. A lot of benches will have a flat edge, which is even better in my opinion, but I'll use this one for now. What I do here is I incline it to the first notch below the parallel. So I incline to the first notch up, and now I have a little bit of a fulcrum, I guess, so a little bit of a hinge point around which my ankle can travel, around which my shin can travel, and it allows me not to have to go through a crazy stretch because it's angled upwards towards my ankle, and I can sit in it more comfortably because now my laces can face down right into it, and I can push into it a little bit too. So it's going to look something like this. And as you can see, my full foot will always stay down there on the bench. So, easy little solution there, and it helps fix things up a little bit. You notice that this bench stays a little bit taller than that bench as well. It's a little bit higher. So shorter people, or even regular height people, will have a problem with that adjustment. So what you see here is that I've just put a little bit of a riser here and made the elevation so that it mimics the same amount of distance that I have to travel from one height to the other height. So this one I'm standing on maybe about 7 inches high here for the difference in height that that creates. But now I just have a much more user-friendly way of doing the exercise. It's going to cause me much less discomfort and hopefully help a lot of people other than just myself and my clients. And that's it.